How are you? Good morning.
Look in the back.
Hello everyone, I hope everyone's had a great morning so far. My name is Mary Madeline Massengale and I am the founder and CEO of Sierra Ridge Roofing. A little background about me and this company. I founded Sierra Ridge in 2004 with about 6 years of experience within the roofing industry under my belt. We've been based out of Las Vegas and proudly serving the surrounding areas for the past 20 years. Some people might ask, how have you been that successful within the roofing industry for 20 years? Well, the simple answer is it takes a lot of hard work and dedication. So these are some of our core values here at Sierra Ridge. We have number 1 is safety, number 2 is integrity, number 3 is quality, and number 4 is customer service. We use these values daily to drive success within our company. So number 1, we have safety. We have an EMR rating that has been consistently below a 1. This past year, we actually had an EMR rating of a 0.71, which we are super proud of. Number 2, we have integrity. We've been in business for 20 years because we do what we say we're going to do for our clients. Number 3, we have quality. At Sierra Ridge, we hold ourselves to the highest standard of performance possible throughout every phase of the roofing process, providing our clients with the roof assembly that is built to last. And lastly, we have number 4, which is customer service. About 80% of our work comes from repeat clients and referrals. We plan the job the way that we are going to build a job, and our customer service starts for you today. Pictured are some of our similar previous projects. As you can see, we've worked with Penta Building Group quite a lot, and we've put in similar roofing systems as to your project. At Sierra Ridge, we complete an average of 10 major commercial roofing projects a year, with 2 to 3 of those projects being active at one time. As we grow as a company, that number continues to grow. And lastly, I'd like to introduce you to your project team. First, we have Kyle Shaw, who is our senior estimator. Next, we have Jack Armstrong, who is our senior superintendent. And lastly, we have Arjun Varden, who is our safety director. I'd now like to hand it over to Kyle Shaw to go into further detail on our estimate.
Good morning, everybody. So as Mary Madeline mentioned, my name is Kyle Shaw. I'm the senior estimator for your project. I've been with Sierra Ridge Roofing for 8 years now. We pride ourselves on providing you the best customer experience that begins with competitive and transparent pricing. Today I'll cover 2 points. Firstly, our estimating approach, and secondly, a breakdown of our cost. Firstly, when we craft an estimate, myself, Jack, and our team sits down, does a deep dive into the project documents and specifications to help quantify the amount of materials, labor, and equipment required for your job. We combine our expertise and insight to help tackle some of the more unique challenges, such as the pedestal paper system. When crafting an estimate, we like to look into the past and compare some of our previous projects and learn from those lessons to help verify and enhance your estimate. Furthermore, we employ specialized estimating software such as On-Screen Takeoff and Bluebeam to make our process more efficient and more accurate. Secondly, I'd like to cover our cost. Your total project cost comes out to just under $3.6 million, roughly $3,200 per square. Some of the larger items in our budget are labor costs takes up 30%, and our materials and concrete subcontract both take up 24% of the total project cost. Being that Sierra Ridge Roofing is local to the region, we're able to have a close relationship with many of the local suppliers and subcontractors, which allows us to give you the most competitive yet cost-effective pricing. Our estimate was a result of a thorough process that aimed to accurately project all aspects of your project. In conclusion, today I covered 2 points. Firstly, our estimating approach, and secondly, a breakdown of our final price. And I want to leave you with this. When we craft an estimate, it's not just about giving you a final number. It's about helping translate your collective vision into a quality and a tangible result that begins with our estimation process. We guarantee that our total cost is our best and final. We look forward to working with you, building relationships, and exceeding your expectations. I'll now hand it off to Jack, our superintendent.
Hey everybody, my name is Jack Armstrong. I'm the senior superintendent for this project. Today I'm going to be discussing 3 key things. The first one is our key dates for the project. The second one is our sequences, and then the third one is our logistics and our quality control measures. So, starting off with our key dates, we mobilized onto the site on February 8th to set up for our lightweight insulated concrete install. We can adjust these dates as needed depending on when you need your curbs for your mechanical units installed. But following that, our concrete will be fully cured enough for our put our roof down on March 13th, and then March 14th is when we will begin our roofing install. That'll last 20 days, and then we will be completed with that on April 6th. A couple days after that, we will have all of our materials lifted on 4/11, and that will allow us to have our crane demobilized. That was important to us because we want to get our crane off-site and out of y'all's way. And then following that, we have our pavers. Our paver installation will begin about halfway through the roofing process, and that will allow us to have it done by May 1st. This is critical as well, and allows us, by starting early, allows us to finish it early as well. Next thing, now that we've covered our key dates, we're going to dive into our sequence. And a quick overview is we're working from the south side of the building, and we're working from area F down to area B. We can work from B, but that's just how we have it set up for now. So the first thing we're doing is we're lifting our materials. So we're mobilizing our roofing material lifting crew a day before our roofing crew gets on site. That way, when our roofing crew gets to site, they're able to get to work right away and not have to wait on material to get there. The 2 days that follow, we will be lifting the remaining of our roofing materials, going from areas D to C to B. Once we get done with area B roofing, we're going to move back up to area F and begin our paver roofing, our paver material and lift process. This will follow the same field. We're going down F all the way down to B, and they will be coming behind our roofing crew. We're going to allow time, if needed, if something happens, to stop and let our roofing crew continue. But we do have to work pretty close together, and I'll discuss the advantage of that in a minute. You can see we continue down the site until we get to area B, and when we get to halfway through there, that's when we're mobilizing our paver installation crew. This gives us a unique advantage in the sense that we're able to get that work started, and it cuts down our overall timeline for the project quite a bit. They'll be following the same crews and just working right down the road. This just continues until the building is complete. It's just the overall process. Now that we've discussed our sequences, we're going to talk about the logistics that make it possible, and also how we maintain quality during that process. And so in this project, we know that the timeline is very important to y'all. And in order to reduce that, we had to begin our paver material lift earlier in the process, which means we're working pretty close to our roofing crew. So we wanted to develop a good plan that ensures quality as well as efficiency to do this. The way we're doing this is we're lifting directly from our delivery vehicle up onto the designated lift zone. This lift zone is barricaded, and it is only accessible to our lifting crew. The lift crew has a manager who will be also monitoring who comes in and out of that area to ensure that we don't have unnecessary traffic going and getting themselves into harm's way. Now this lifting zone will move alongside the crane down the building, allowing us to place our pavers into their actual install locations. That way we can save time, as well as we can also reduce traffic and potential damage to the roof we just installed. Now, there is some areas that we cannot reach with the crane, but since we're working on the south side, we can place about 60 or 75% of our pavers with our crane. For the ones that we cannot place with our crane, we're going to have a couple guys that come behind the lift zone is once the lift zone moves to the second area, they will come with a motorized dolly and they'll move those pavers to the other area. This keeps our crew, by keeping them out of the lifting zone, we're reducing traffic and potential injuries, and we're also reducing harm to our roofing material again. Now that we've discussed how this is logistically possible, I want to discuss how we are maintaining quality throughout this process. We do this by a couple of different areas. The primary thing is that we have certifications. We have our Pro Foreman certified. We have with our Pro Foreman certifications, and then we have several members from our crew have their Pro certifications as well. This means that they've been certified and have proven that they can install the roofing materials to meet the industry standards and excellence. Additionally, we have a registered roofing consultant, which means that they're on site with us to monitor installation and to ensure that we're doing everything to the standards of the industry, and they'll let us know if we're not. The third thing we do is we have a secondary third-party consultant, and that is our manufacturer. We'll have them there for our job starts to ensure that we're installing the material per their specifications, and this will allow us, to get our warranties quicker and easily. Now that I've discussed our quality and logistics, I'm going to give a quick recap of the advantages of our schedule. The primary one is our completion date. By having an expedited lifting and integrated phases of work, we have the option to finish the work a lot earlier than the date y'all provided. Now this can change depending on if that's not necessarily y'all, but we do have that option. Additionally, through our on-site manufacturer representatives and our third-party quality control measures, we're able to give y'all quality and deliverable assurance. Now that I've covered everything, I'm going to hand over to Arjun to discuss safety.
Good morning. My name is Arjun Vardan, and I've been with Sierra Ridge Roofing for 11 years, as well as being in the industry for 18 years. Here at Sierra Ridge, safety is our #1 priority. We want to make sure that all of our employees make it home safe at night, as well as protecting your job site. There are 3 primary ways that we do this. We do this through safety as a culture, through safety in our equipment, and through safety in the heat. The first point is through safety in our culture. I will consistently be on the job site. However, I only have one pair of eyes. It's crucial that we have everybody looking out for any kind of safety issues. One way we encourage this is by every 90 days we're incident free, we hold a raffle. So this encourages all of our employees on the job site to keep an eye out for any kind of safety hazards so that we keep that job site safe at all times. The second thing that I'm going to cover today is safety in our equipment. Before the railing goes up, we require the use of harnesses, lanyards, shock absorbers, and an anchor point that supports 5,000 pounds per employee. This is crucial because we want to keep all of our employees safe. We also require the use of hard hats, steel-toe boots, gloves, eye protection, and long-sleeve high-vis shirts. This allows all of our employees to be very visible to everyone at all times, as well as keeping the sun off of their neck and arms. The third point that I'm going to cover today is safety in the heat. We're in Las Vegas. We all know it can get pretty hot. In fact, the temperature can range from 30 to 111 degrees. Once you get up there on that roof, it can also be 5 to 20 degrees warmer than the ambient temperature. So it's crucial that we always protect our employees, because heat-related illnesses can happen at just 70 degrees. A few ways that we aim to combat this are by providing mandatory breaks, cool water, disposable cups, and shade stations. We also provide Frog Talk towels that our employees can put around their neck, and it helps them dissipate their heat. So instead of the heat going inside of their body, it goes outside. We also aim to implement early morning starts so that we can keep our crews off that roof during the hottest parts of the day. But what we're most proud of is our Slade safety band. Kyle is going to demonstrate how one of our employees will put this Slade safety band on. Kyle will put it on the outside of his jacket. However, for our employees, they would put it on underneath their jacket in direct contact with their skin on their upper arm. This band is going to detect all of your vital signs. It'll detect your heart rate, your physical exertion, your body temperature, your motion. It can even detect falls. This device can detect if there's anything wrong with you that's heat related before you ever even feel a thing. This is crucial because the best way to prevent a heat-related illness is to catch it before you ever suffer from any symptoms. In conclusion, today I've covered safety and the 3 ways we aim to be safe on the job site at all times. The first one was safety as a culture. The second one was safety in our equipment. And the third one was safety in the heat. Here at Sierra Ridge Roofing, we always make safety our #1 priority, because a human life is irreplaceable, so we have to value that with all that we have. Now, I'm gonna hand it over to Mary Madeline to close out.
Thank you, Arjun. So before I close us out today, I want to ask each of you a question. How do you think that you would define success within a project? Just take a second to think about that. So for your project, we plan to define success as optimizing cost, schedule, and quality without compromising safety. Without compromising safety. I'm sorry, I'm blanking for a second. I'd like to reiterate a few things that my colleagues went over today within our estimate, schedule, and safety plan. So #1 is we have previous experience with these kinds of similar projects, and we have very close relationships with local subcontractors and manufacturers that allow us to give y'all the most competitive pricing, while also allowing us to get the materials to the job on time and efficiently and effectively resolving any problems that may arise on the job site. #2, while maintaining excellent quality within your job, we were still able to get the job done 37 days ahead of schedule, if you so choose, from the completion date that y'all provided us with. And lastly, #3, with our innovative technologies that we've shown today and our tried and true systems, we are able to keep our employees safe as well as anyone else who may be on the job site. As Arjun said before, at Sierra Ridge, we really do prioritize safety and we want all of our employees to make it home safe at night to their families. This is not just about a business transaction. It's about building a new, healthy, long-lasting relationship with our client, which is why I came here today. My team and I would like to thank y'all for this opportunity, and we look forward to seeing what the future has in store. I'd like to now open the floor to questions.
I'll go first. Very nicely done. Really, very well presented, very poised and detailed, and you should feel good about that because you did a great job. But I have a question for you, someone. How much do the pavers weigh?
They weigh 125 pounds per paver.
How many pavers are there on the project?
I'd say that roughly around 70,000, I believe.
Okay. And how, 70,000, 125-pound pavers, who and how are they going to install those?
So we have a pedestal system, and then we have manually just install them and lay them out. Like the whole process with that.
Like Jack said, we have the motorized pallet movers on top of the roof to help move those around the site versus by hand.
Very good. Thank you.
Great job, and now you're almost done. And this is a twist on a question that I am thinking about. You all, for your quality control, you're bringing in got an RRC, registered roof consultant, and then you're also depending upon the manufacturer for a lot of almost what appears to be full-time inspection. How do you, or you can explain it more, but my question is, how do you plan upon sharing that as a part of your job record and with the building owner when you wrap all this up?
Right, so we will document all of the inspections, but we have the manufacturer representative there for job starts. So it's just to make sure that to establish, like, check with our trades and make sure that we're installing material per their specifications. Because we spoke with them, and that's typically what they provide. But we'd also have city inspectors and stuff like that come in and document our work, and then we have a file full of documentation. Update y'all as we go.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question about really care of the membrane and care of the pavers as the project is ongoing. In your execution plan, you guys talked about loading the pavers in such a way, staging your men in such a way, your workers in such a way that you're limiting traffic over that membrane. One thing that's going to be a part of this project, and really it's due to the schedule, which we all know is very aggressive, and it's something we have to meet as a project team. But we're going to have a lot of stuff happening in and around your work, especially on top of the pavers after they're installed. We have other vendors, we have other subcontractors who are installing tents, concession stands, viewing areas, private seating areas, things like that on top of your pavers. How, as a project team, are we going to be able to manage that? How are we going to be able to, make sure that the work in place stays in good condition during that process?
So what we typically do in this situation is we'll have mats that our company has, we keep for our company that we put over our work once they're done, to kind of like as like a foam border just to protect the pavers. And then as far as the roofing membrane goes, as the shop drawings, the drawings provided by the architect show a protected board on top of the membrane, or we could do a two-ply system to ensure that the roof is less likely to get damaged as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, good morning and good job, good job. I have a simple question on your schedule. Looking at your presentation, I see you, for the PVC membrane, you're looking at a 12-man crew. That's a lot of square feet for 12 people to put down. Can you enlighten me a little on, that just seems to be a little bit aggressive.
Yes, sir. So we'll have our moving crew also assist with moving our materials for our installation crew. But that's primarily we'll sub out that work, not sub it out, but supplement that by having our moving crew also help with moving our materials around. So they will our install crew will not be responsible for moving our materials.
Okay, thank you.
My question really is more about what you may have seen on the show floor. Hopefully you got there yesterday and were able to pick up some points. Did you see anything there that would help you on this job that might enhance the quality or even save us some dollars? Anything new or different you might present to us as a cost saving or to improve the quality?
Yes, so I didn't know about this before. Are you talking about new things in the industry or just methods
Things
we
that
had?
you saw.
Right, so as far as quality goes, I saw some different systems for the membrane, to cover the membrane. So like we could have a sacrificial membrane over our roofing membrane to ensure that we're not damaging our roof or lessen that chance of that. And then also I saw this rig that would that I forget the name, but it has like all of your equipment, like fire extinguishers, tie-offs, and like all your heat guns and stuff, and it would expedite that process, but also make it easier for people to work in the space.
I'll add on to that. I saw yesterday a couple of VE options possibly with other manufacturers for PVC roofing, but I also learned yesterday that 70% of post-construction insurance claims come from water intrusion. So be careful if you want to value engineer this, because the lesser product could lead to more internal water damage, but did see some other manufacturers possibly.
Thank you.
I have one more thing that I can add to that. So when we went and saw Eagle View, they have a plane that flies and can measure the amount of squares on roofs, and they also have a drone that you can rent out within your company, and it can see things that the human eye can't see when it comes to issues on a roof, and that could be used just as a kind of a protective measure at the end of the job to double check everything and make sure that everything is to your standards and that we provide you excellent quality.
Thank you.
Great job. I've got a safety question for you. We, as an organization, have a very strong commitment to our safety culture. I've got a two-part kind of question for y'all. So, first question is, we expect obviously, safety is a priority on our job site. When you're walking on a job site and you see someone that's working unsafe, the first question is, who who has the right to stop that person from working unsafely? The second part is, what is your disciplinary policy for the individual that's working unsafely?
Yes, sir. So, like you said, if we see somebody on the job site who's doing something unsafe, who has the right to go up and speak to them about it, I would consistently be on the job site, and I have the ability to go address that, as well as Jack, our superintendent. He's also OSHA 30 trained, so he also has the ability to see any of these hazards and address them. But we also encourage all of our employees that if they see something, to say something. Because we want it to be everyone's responsibility on the job site to address safety hazards, because that's the best way to eliminate them if everyone's looking out for them. And could you remind me what the second part
What
was?
disciplinary policy you have in your organization?
Yes, sir. So we try to teach our employees through their mistakes. If it continues to become an issue going forward, we will have to take it to another level, and if it continues after that, we might have to release them. But we try at first to use it as a teaching opportunity and to teach them how to be safe going forward.
Okay, thank you.
Here, one last question. It's in the area of proposal exclusions. So when you put your proposal together, obviously you have a large scope of work, and there's always times where there's work that may not be in your scope. There's some gray areas. There's some overlap between other subs, and then the general contractor comes back and says, well, this should be your scope of work, and you weren't planning on it. So what was your process when you put your proposal together to review the work and to document exclusions to be sure that you're outlining exactly what you're bidding on?
So in our proposal, we not specifically document exclusions, but we want to communicate with you, work together to help find these exclusions that we have. We include the membrane over the mechanical curves, but we have to coordinate with them as far as when to install those and all that kind of stuff. So exclusions are not directly listed in there, but we do have them on file,
Okay.
ready for you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, wait. I got a bonus question. We got 33 seconds left. What you don't know is they provided us with a really nice little handout here with the QR code that shows the schedule and excellent graphics. Who came up with that? Who created the graphics? Well done.